Project Rainbow and the truth behind the Philadelphia experiment. The Philadelphia experiment is one of the most bizarre military urban legends ever, and it has persisted as an infamous World War II conspiracy theory. However, the question is there any truth to this? The story was that the government was working on a technology that would make Navy ships invisible to enemy radar, and it was time to put it to the test at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. A man called Al Bielek claimed that he was a key witness and the test subject of various secret experiments that have been conducted by the U.S. military. He asserted that on August 12, 1943, the U.S. Navy conducted an experiment called the Philadelphia Experiment on the USS Eldridge at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. Numerous special types of equipment were installed on the ship, and the entire ship, along with the crew, was sent 10 minutes back in time, making it invisible. It was claimed that the ship was brought back to the present time as well. As a result of which, several sailors faced huge damage. Some of them went insane, some were burnt to flames, many lost their memories, others molecularly bonded with the ship's metal structure. However, Al Bielek claims that he and his brother, who was on board at that moment, jumped off right before the time warp opened and survived without being harmed. However, there's a huge argument associated with the truth of the story. If at all it happened for real, then it's undoubtedly one of the eeriest mysteries in the history of mankind. Project Rainbow, the Philadelphia experiment. As per the opinion of Al Bielek, 12 August 2003 is of utmost importance since it's the anniversary date of the secret Philadelphia experiment conducted by the U.S. Navy during World War II. He claimed that with the aid of several high-tech instruments, the Navy disappeared the ship from Philadelphia Harbor for almost 4 hours along with the crew. The definite nature of this eerie experiment is yet to be determined, but the possible tests included experiments like magnetic invisibility, radar invisibility, optical invisibility, or degaussing, which made the ship immune to magnetic mines. The experiments were conducted with the intention of retrieving undesirable results. Eventually, the so-called Rainbow Project got cancelled. And the truth behind the mysterious experiment. 2 different sets of events were part of the mysterious experiment. Both the experiments revolved around the Navy destroyer escort, the USS Eldridge, and were conducted on 2 separate days in the summer and fall of 1943. Allegedly, in the first experiment, the ship was rendered invisible on July 22, 1943, in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard by manipulating the electrical field. During the second experiment on October 28, 1943, witnesses claimed to see an eerie green-blue glow surrounding the hull of the ship as the generator spun up, and then suddenly the Eldridge disappeared. The ship was then seen in Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before disappearing again and reappearing back in Philadelphia. Frightening tales of stuck sailors and crew members on the disappearing USS Eldridge surfaced the internet and are still associated with the mysterious Philadelphia experiment. According to SS Andrew Forsyth, the recitation of the events circulating with regard to the second experiment conducted on USS Eldridge revolved mainly around cargo and troop transport vessels. The witnesses of the second experiment claim that the crew on board was teleported into Norfolk momentarily before the ship reappeared on the waters of Philadelphia. The most interesting aspect is that before 1950s, no tale of teleportation or time travel did ever emerge in America, let alone in Philadelphia. Carl Meredith Allen posted a series of letters to a renowned astronomer named Morris K. Jessup, who was also a writer by profession, and he wrote several books on UFO. One of his famous work is The Case for the UFO. Allen claims that he was on board when the USS Eldridge disappeared into thin air from the waters of Norfolk. though no proof was provided by Allen to support his claim of what he witnessed on October 28, 1943, but Jessup believed him and championed the views of Allen concerning the Philadelphia experiment. Jessup apparently included text about unified field theory because this is what Allen latched onto for his correspondences. In the 1950s, unified field theory, which has never been proven, attempted to merge Einstein's general theory of relativity with electromagnetism. In fact, Allen claimed to have been taught by Einstein himself and could prove the unified field theory based on events he witnessed on October 28, 1943. However, to everyone's surprise, Jessup committed suicide 4 years after he came in contact with Allen. The USS Eldridge was safely harbored within New York after the alleged teleportation, and while on the other hand, the SS Andrew Norfolk sailed to Mediterranean port city of Oran on the day of the experiment, which further discredited Carl Allen claims. However, it's extremely difficult to believe that a ship carrying thousands of tons of weight was made invisible to the enemies. In the early 1940s, the Navy conducted several experiments, whereas different naval vessels were made invisible. However, a different mode was used to execute this process. In 1951, USS Eldridge was transported to Greece, where it met an unceremonious end. The ship was sold off as scrap to the Grecian firm as after 5 decades of service. In 1999, a reunion of all the living crew members of the ship were held at the Atlantic City, where several mysteries surrounding the experiments were discussed. Please leave your comments about this. Thank you for your support. This is by Anne Shrivastava on Infinite Explorers. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.